Get ready for the action because Lando Norris just blasted through to pole position at the Miami Grand Prix sprint race, steering his upgraded McLaren to a stunning victory. We break down exactly how this Briton outperformed Kimi Antonelli and Oscar Piastri in a thrilling display of speed and team synergy. This is how McLaren is back on top of the grid and why this result is huge for the team.
Tired of dropping your phone or struggling to hold it with one hand? The PopSocket's Pop Grip gives you a secure grip, works as a phone stand, and even lets you swap the top for a fresh new look. Simple, useful, and perfect for everyday phone use. Click the link in the comments to grab yours on Amazon.
The story doesn't end there. We dive into the incredible 1-2 triumph as Lando Norris clinched the sprint race victory, leading his teammate Oscar Piastri in a convincing win that solidifies McLaren's return to peak form. Find out what upgrades made this McLaren unstoppable and how they managed to dominate the Florida heat. But the chaos continued. We look at the full sprint race breakdown, revealing how Charles Leclerc secured a podium finish for Ferrari, while the Mercedes team, including George Russell and Kimi Antonelli, faced a massive wake-up call with a podium-less sprint. Discover the penalties that impacted Kimi Antonelli and the surprising moves made by Max Verstappen and Lewis Hamilton. And finally, we wrap up with the big takeaways. See how Lando Norris's brilliant drive secured his first career F1 win in 2024 and the broader implications of this race for the season. Don't miss a second of this incredible Formula One action. Stay tuned right here for all the latest racing news. Lando Norris secured pole position for Saturday's sprint race at the Miami Grand Prix, signaling a strong return for the McLaren team. The 26-year-old Briton outperformed championship leader Kimi Antonelli in his Mercedes by 0.222 seconds, while teammate Oscar Piastri finished third, trailing by 0.239 seconds. The pair of McLarens, benefiting from successful upgrades implemented during the recent F1 hiatus, demonstrated significant pace in the Florida heat, finishing ahead of their main rivals. Norris expressed satisfaction with the result, citing new upgrades that restored grip and confirming their estimations were correct. This marked the first time this season that Mercedes was out-qualified after dominating the previous 3 Grands Prix. Meanwhile, Ferrari showed improvement with their revised car, though they were less competitive than in practice. Charles Leclerc qualified 4th for Ferrari, ahead of a revitalized 4-time champion Max Verstappen in his Red Bull and Lewis Hamilton in the 2nd Ferrari. Other notable performances included Franco Colapinto 8th for an improved Alpine and Valtteri Bottas leading out in his Cadillac. Qualifying action was intense, with Norris clocking 1:28.723, briefly leading Piastri by 0.4 before Leclerc overtook them. In the final qualifying session, Norris's upgraded McLaren ultimately claimed pole with a time of 1:27.869. Kimi Antonelli made a late attempt to challenge for the lead but settled for second, with Piastri third and Leclerc fourth ahead of Verstappen, Russell, and Hamilton. The session also saw the elimination of both Aston Martins and both Cadillacs, along with Haas's Esteban Ocon and Liam Lawson. Miami, McLaren has reignited its championship momentum following a dominant performance at the Miami Grand Prix. World champion Lando Norris secured a victory in the sprint race, leading his home teammate Oscar Piastri in a decisive 1-2 finish. This strong showing signals a significant return to top form for the McLaren team, boosting confidence ahead of the main event. The F1 2026 Miami Grand Prix sprint race delivered a dramatic shakeup to the season, with McLaren securing a dominant 1-2 finish and Ferrari claiming a podium spot. The 19-lap sprint race at the Hard Rock Stadium showcased the impact of the new 2026 regulations, overturning Mercedes' early dominance. Lando Norris delivered a commanding performance, starting from pole to secure a clinical lights-to-flag victory in the Florida heat. The true highlight for the McLaren squad was the 1-2 result. Oscar Piastri displayed a defensive masterclass, successfully holding off a charging Charles Leclerc to secure a perfect result for the Papaya team, validating their latest upgrade package. Charles Leclerc managed to finish in third place, keeping Ferrari firmly in contention. However, the sprint proved disappointing for the championship leaders. The afternoon was far from ideal for the Mercedes team, which has won every race of 2026 thus far, resulting in no podium finishes. Several incidents marred the sprint. Rookie Kimi Antonelli experienced a challenging start, dropping from P2 to P4 by the first corner before a 5-second penalty for track limits violations relegated him to P6. His teammate George Russell managed a slight improvement to P4. Meanwhile, Max Verstappen struggled for pace, getting stuck in the DRS train behind the leaders. He spent much of the race battling Lewis Hamilton's Ferrari, ultimately crossing the line in P6, only advancing to P5 thanks to Antonelli's penalty. Qualifying for the main F1 2026 Miami Grand Prix grid is scheduled for Sunday, May 3rd at 1:30 a.m. IST, with the main race set for Monday, May 1st at 1:30 a.m. IST. Fans can follow further updates on WhatsApp, Telegram, and YouTube channels. Lando Norris secured a commanding victory at the Miami Grand Prix sprint race, claiming a McLaren 1-2 alongside Oscar Piastri, marking a significant return to top-tier form for the Formula One world champion. The win came as Mercedes suffered their first defeat of the season. In a notable upset, the Mercedes pair of Kimi Antonelli and George Russell finished 4th and 5th respectively, but Antonelli was demoted to 6th after incurring a 5-second penalty for repeated track limits violations, allowing Russell to move up a position. This result had a substantial impact on the championship standings. The drop in points saw the 19-year-old Norris's lead over Russell reduced to 7 points. Furthermore, Red Bull's 4-time world champion, Max Verstappen, advanced to 5th, while Lewis Hamilton finished 7th for Ferrari. Charles Leclerc finished 3rd for Ferrari, starting from 4th, following a forced April break due to the Iran war affecting Middle Eastern rounds. Meanwhile, Alpine's Pierre Gasly managed to secure the final point in the 100 km race under hot and humid conditions. Norris took the checkered flag 3.7 seconds ahead of Piastri, benefiting from a suite of upgrades on his McLaren. Norris expressed satisfaction, noting it was a good day for the team, though he acknowledged the need to maintain focus for the main Grand Prix on Sunday, which is threatened by rain and potential lightning. The event was marked by solemn tributes, with the top 3 finishers observing a minute's silence for former racer Alex Zanardi, who passed away on Saturday at the age of 59, alongside gestures of respect from drivers and team bosses on the grid. Mercedes team principal Toto Wolff attributed the result to the team being out of sync with rivals who had implemented significant upgrade packages, suggesting the season will be a development race where early technological advantages will be crucial. Separately, Racing Bull's rookie Arvid Lindblad did not start due to a technical issue, and Nico Hülkenberg was ruled out after his Audi caught fire en route to the grid.